Hey, 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 what is up? What's happening? Got a controversial, tricky topic here. Should you ever leave your network marketing company? What to think? What does all that look like? And it's a tough topic. I don't talk about this a lot because um, I don't like going here, to be honest. But sometimes you kind of need to. Sometimes you kind of need to. And so I want to talk a little bit about, should you ever leave your network marketing company, either, for another one or whatever. And so we'll have some fun. So what's up, Tamara? What's up, Jenny? What's up, Vicky? Jenny, Brian, what's up? So I am today, I just wanted to, before we get started, and we'll give away some of these. I should give away some stuff, right? So I'll pick a few people that, I don't know, what should you do? I don't know. I'll pick a few people that share, and I'll give away some of these. This is our new booklet called The Proven Guide to Grow Your Network Marketing Business. Look at that. Right? If only I had sparkles and stuff, right? But The Proven Guide to Grow Your Network Marketing Business. This is a little booklet that we put together, and it's really designed to just, hand to your new rep. And it covers prospecting, closing, follow-up, mindset. And it's just like how to, and posture, big one. And so how to start someone off right. And so we made this. We have had like a couple thousand people grab these already. But if you'd like to get it, it's at higdongroup.com/RM swag. And let me just see. All right. You know what? Let's go ahead. I'll give away a couple, then we'll get the party started. Okay. John Perez, my man, gets one of the proven guides to grow your network marketing business. And let me see here. I'm hunting, I'm searching. Who else? And looking for more. All right, hold on. I'll pick. He's like, I'll pick another one here in a minute. But all right, so let's talk about this. Should you ever leave your network marketing company? So first, I think to go into this, I got to share a little bit of my story. And so I joined my first network marketing company in February of 2006, right? I think. Yeah, February 2006. Now, I was focused on real estate. Like real estate was my focus at that point. I was knee deep in real estate here in the state of Florida, and that was definitely my focus. But one of my buddies, one of my partners actually in real estate, had joined a network marketing company, and he was telling me about it and telling me about passive income, which I understood that concept, but I didn't really get it at first. When I got it, I'm like this makes a lot of sense. So for those who may not know, like if you're doing rental properties and taking on that risk and overhead and all that jazz, like you may make $100 a month, right? And so but if they slip and fall, if they have a dog in there that you don't know about and it bites somebody, like you have a lot of liability. You got a lot of risk, and unless you're a real savvy investor, you have, arguably tens of thousands of dollars, if not more, on the line for just the down payment and getting the insurance and all that jazz, right? And so when I heard, that you could either, have rental properties and, and generate $100 a door, right? If you're getting a duplex, then $200, something like that. Or you could just tell a few people, and every time they order, you get paid. I'm like, dang, that seems like kind of cool, kind of like low risk, low overhead. And so when I joined, just for full transparency, I thought that these guys don't know what they're doing. Okay. I was not coachable. True story. So I was not coachable. I very much thought I was a marketing genius because I had done well in something much harder to market, which is real estate. And so I wasn't coachable. I did not understand duplication. I understood sales because I'd been in sales before. And so I started doing some different things. I started doing things in a manner that weren't in alignment with the system. Okay. And so, but I was getting signups. I had a lot of influence in the real estate, community, and I was signing up people. I was, rocking and rolling, doing presentations, all that jazz. And so like in that company, I was the number 2. Actually, I have it on the wall here somewhere. I have it over there. I was the number 2 star maker, what they called star maker in that company out of 600,000 people, meaning I helped the most personal recruits get their first 2 people. Okay. I was number 2. Some guy in New Zealand beat me. And so, rocking and rolling. Right. And I would go to meetings and people I didn't know, because it was, what they call a binary. And I was at the bottom of this, bottom leg attic, or not attic, but basement. Right. I was in the basement leg, but where I was like generating all this volume and having all these people rank advance. So I would go to a meeting and like people I didn't know, like, oh, you're Ray Higdon? Oh my God, thank you so much. Oh my God, you're killing it. Oh, thank you. You helped me reach Blue Diamond. You helped me reach Ruby. You helped me reach Emerald. You helped me reach this. Like I would get all these like thank yous. I'm like, hey, this is kind of cool, right? They're appreciative. And I don't want to say that I fully understood everything, but I just understood get in front of people, make the offer, see if they're open, closing, follow up, that sort of thing. However, there was one problem. The problem was, and it wasn't actually in the advice, it was in the way that it was delivered. The problem was the upline, okay? Not my direct upline, because that was my actual, buddy, and he was, cool, and he's still cool, we're still friends. But the upline above him, she was, what's the word I'm looking for? Psychotic. And so, she would do things in a way to say, to just call me out, right? And just like make me feel bad and make me feel like I'm an idiot. And, she would say things like, hey, you really should follow the system. They had a different system than I was doing. Now, was she right? She was right more than she was wrong in what she said, but it was how she said it. The final straw is I was working with a buddy in Naples, Florida, one of the top realtors there. I mean, probably top 5, top 10 realtors, and they're selling millions and millions of dollars of real estate. One of the most connected people I know. And we had been building a team, rocking and rolling it, and doing it without her help, without asking anything. And kind of a long story, but long story short, she got me to agree for us to mend fences and for her to, do a meeting for me and my buddy. But before that meeting, there was a public meeting at a hotel like a week before. And it was at that meeting that she said, some of you are asking for my help, but you're not following the system. And so I just don't think I can help you. So Ray and Patrick, sorry, I can't do your meeting. In front of everyone, like 150 people in the room, right? But the funny thing is, we didn't ask for her to meet. She asked us, hey, would you like, I'd like to mend fences. I'd like to, all about forgiveness and gratitude. So I kind of got duped, right? I should have trusted my gut, because the gut ain't ever wrong. The gut literally is never wrong. Like I should have trusted my gut. My gut said, don't do it. But I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for forgiveness. I'm a sucker for that. And so my buddy stands up and he's like, keep in mind, he makes a lot of money in real estate. He stands up, I don't need this, walks to the back, quits that night. And I stand up, just kind of shook my head, and I left too. And I left that business. Looking back, part of me regrets that. Part of me regrets that I left out of weakness, right? And the inability to put up with her bullshit, I kind of regret that, to be honest, because I wanted that to be my home, man. I did not want to go to another company. And, did she force it? No, she didn't force it. I chose. Part of me was, I just don't want to be around her anymore. Part of me was, I don't want to make her any money. And so I certainly can justify it. But here's here's how I look at it now, okay, is maybe, just maybe, if I had gotten more coachable, if I'd gotten around different mentors in that company, I could have helped change some of that culture, right? And so the question we started this whole thing out with is, should you ever leave your network marketing company? And here's my advice before you leave. One, and this is a phrase that I find very true. Now you'll have some people argue this, but every person I've ever seen actually argue is showing up differently than they did in the previous company. And so the grass is always greener until it's time to mow. Wherever you go, okay, there you are, right? Wherever you go, you carry with you your habits, you carry with you your weaknesses, your fears, your concerns, your stresses, you carry with you your strength, right? Which, is an asset to many, but it's the grass is always greener until it's time to mow. And so a lot of people, they will leave a company. Okay, so they'll be with company A and doing the work and just not getting the kind of results that they want, and they'll see company B and ooh, she's sexy, man. Like, ooh, look at her, that red dress, right? The little seductress over there, right? So they see that second company and they're like, hey, you ever see that meme where the guy's walking with his girl and he's turned around looking at the other girl, right? It's like they get seduced. They get seduced by, oh man, look at that company. Man, I do this, but they do that. And we have this, but oh man, that dude over there. And so don't be duped. Okay, the work's the work, man. The work's the work. And I know people that have been in a network marketing company that had been there a long time, and then they chose to show up differently in the same company and built a whole new business. See, you always have that choice. And that's something that's very important for you. You do not have to leave your company. You do not have to go to another company for you to reinvent yourself. And that's one of the most important messages. So recently, and I know I'm going to hear some crap on this stuff, but recently, I don't know if she's on here, but recently one of our clients actually decided, and she's six-figure earner, successful. And she decided to leave her company. Now, I pushed her not to. I told her, because she shared with me some of the energy in the company, which, from her perspective, and hey, I'm just, she's my client. I'm listening to her, and so from her perspective, sounded pretty terrible. Some of the things and how she was made to feel from not just her company, but also her direct upline. And I told her, I'm like, listen, maybe you're the light that company needs. Like, why don't you just, double your income in that company and get more influence so you can hopefully help them. Because I see it way more often. Now I know there's lots of examples that go against what I'm about to say, but I have personally seen way more examples of people that were doing well in a company, left, and didn't do as well. Now I know there's exceptions, but I'm saying on the whole, of all the stories I've heard over the last 10 years, I know a lot of people that were in a company doing well, left the company, didn't get back to the same level. And so, like, I always believe that you can reinvent yourself, that you can push through. And I look back to my story, right? I allowed someone who was completely devoid of emotional intelligence to chase me out of the company that I actually liked, right? That was me, right? She didn't force me. I did. Was her, again, what she was saying wasn't necessarily wrong as far as encouraging me to use a different kind of system, the system that they recommended. It was just how it was delivered, and I allowed that to chase me out of that company. I wanted that company. I mean, I love that company. And so I allowed her to dictate a career choice for me. And that's something that, that's tough. I don't like that. And so another piece of advice here is never leave out of weakness. And so if you just haven't been showing up in your company and you just been, oh, I'm not making anything, but you're also not talking to anybody, you go into another company, guess what? Guess what's going to happen? At some point, you're going to also get back to that same state of you not doing anything, right? It's always greener until it's time to mow, right? And so instead of, like, if you're considering, thinking that that seductive mistress that is company B, right? Like, that's where it'll be easy. That's weakness. That's weakness. And so we always, and I probably bought, she may not appreciate this, but I probably kept her in that company for another, I'm talking about my client now. I probably kept her in that company 4 to 6 months longer than she actually wanted to be there, because I was encouraging her to be the light, man, to change things, to show up powerfully, and she did. There were some changes with the company that she didn't like. There were some, she had some upline issues that I won't get into, but at the end of the day, she did end up leaving that. And obviously, we're wishing her well. I hope she absolutely crushes it and kills it. But I know that I don't talk in this topic a lot, but I will tell you there are about 10 things, maybe 20 things that I would suggest before you consider leaving your company. Show up more powerful, reinvent yourself, act like you are brand new to the company. And if you have a terrible culture, if your upline is clueless about how to communicate with people, which, let's face it, a lot of them are, they can't help it. They're not trying to alienate you. They're not trying to beat you down or make you feel bad. They're not trying to make you feel like a disappointment. Man, I got sent a screenshot the other day of this leader berating the team because they didn't get on one of the calls publicly. I'm like, oh my God, man, these leaders, man, they need some helps. They need some helps, man. And so there's so many things that I would suggest before you make that leap. But too often people make that leap out of weakness. They make that leap and then they realize, oh wait, I got to work over here too. Yeah, that's how it works. And so before you leave, before you take off your network marketing company, remember, why did you start? Do you still love the products? Might you be the light that that company needs? If they have a culture problem, maybe you be the example of having an amazing culture, right? And so, like, think a little differently. How can I show up? How can I reinvent myself in the company? How can I show up like I'm a brand new rep and it's day one? And that is always my suggestions. My clients know this. Like, I really grill them. And by the way, just because I know I'll get asked this on this kind of topic, we don't recommend companies. And so, like, even clients. So I had 2 clients recently that were like, hey man, I'm looking, what kind of company? Keep in mind, I can't stop them, right? I can give advice, but I can't, hey, don't you do that. I mean, who am I, right? I'm their coach. And so we do not recommend companies. We work with a lot of companies, so please, don't ask me that question, because you will never get an answer from me. Even clients, even the client that was asking me, hey, I'm thinking about leaving. I want to leave. I'm going to leave. What company should I go with? I'm like, you got to do your own research. Like, that's not me. I'm not telling you that. And it's something that I hope this really helps you, and I appreciate you, Amy. So let's give you. I like your comment, Amy. Oh no, where'd you go? Okay, there it is. Azo Party. Amy Azo Party gets a proven guide to grow your network marketing business. All right. And if I read your name, John Perez or Amy, shoot an email to support@higdongroup.com. I hope this was helpful to you. You can always restart. You can always reinvent yourself. You can always show up like it's day one. Are there reasons? I mean, if it's just so toxic of an environment, you just can't ethically tell people to join the company, that's definitely tough, and I would still question, can you change the culture? Can you show up more powerfully and alter it? Some environments are toxic and you got to do your own thing. Sometimes it means you need to, create your own group sometimes. If the group is toxic and people are being berated, then you probably need to create a new group, or else you're going to have a retention problem, right? And so there you go. I hope this is helpful to you. controversial topic. I really don't like talking about it, but I just, there's been a few things going on that I felt we needed to. So if you got value from this, feel free to share. If you agree with me, feel free to share, drop me a comment, or if you disagree and say, hey, you're full of crap, Ray, and drop me that comment too. I look forward to reading it. If you would like to get our brand new booklet on the proven guide to grow your network marketing business, this is perfect to hand to a brand new rep in your organization. We have leaders that have already ordered hundreds of these things, but you can get it at higdongroup.com/RM swag. Talk to you soon. Appreciate you so very much. Have an amazing, amazing day. Bye.